How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to We the Fandom. We got some big news last week during Comic Con when Joe and Anthony Russo announced that they would be coming back to direct Secret Wars and the film that comes before it, which instead of Kang Dynasty is now called Avengers Doomsday. So Kang is done. The actor screwed it up, and Kevin Feige had to change all his plans. So Kang is done, Doom is now in, which makes a lot of people happy, including myself, because a more comic book accurate Secret Wars would be more about Doom than anything involving Kang, though that also kind of depends on which version of Secret Wars they're going to focus on. But even bigger than the Russos coming back was the announcement that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back to the MCU, not to play Iron Man, but to play Doctor Doom. Nobody doubts that Robert Downey Jr. coming back to the MCU is awesome. However, I personally don't care for the fact that he's playing Doctor Doom, and I'll explain why. Now, they did also talk about Cap 4, Thunderbolts, and the Fantastic Four at the Comic Con event. I don't really care about Cap 4 and Thunderbolts, to be honest. And with the Fantastic Four stuff, they didn't really say anything new. And the cast kind of felt unprepared. Like, it was almost as if it was a surprise to them as well that they were there. So, yeah, things seem pretty positive about the Fantastic Four, but I just didn't feel like there was any new or pertinent information given. But back to Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. So, my biggest problem with that casting is that we're not going to get a comic book accurate Doctor Doom. Let me explain what that means. So, first of all, let's be honest and say that no matter how good of an actor Robert Downey Jr. is, no matter how good of a director Joe and Anthony Russo are, that you can't separate Robert Downey Jr. from Tony Stark, the character, in the minds of the audience. It's just not going to work. You can say whatever you want with the multiverse and variants, but people look at Robert Downey Jr. and they see Iron Man. Even when he's in other movies now, people look at him and say, hey, that's the guy who plays Iron Man. Just like lots of people see Hugh Jackman and know him as Wolverine because he's played him for about 24 years now. Because of this, until the Russos tell us otherwise, I'm going to assume that Robert Downey Jr. is not playing Victor Von Doom, or at least not Victor Von Doom, born a gypsy in Latveria whose mother was a witch and was killed by her fellow villagers, and whose dad died of hypothermia when he and his father were on the run from the Latverian king. I don't know if this Victor Von Doom is going to have a rivalry with Reed Richards, or if he's going to scar his face trying to uh, create a portal into hell to save the soul of his mother. And without those parts of his origin, you don't have Victor Von Doom. And why I don't think we're going to get that origin is because I don't think they can really break away from Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. So, what I think they're going to do is they're going to have Robert Downey Jr. play Tony Stark, a variant of Tony Stark, who, when his parents died, rather than go full blown, playboy, he goes into seclusion and starts building robots because even this Tony Stark believes in creating suits of armor to protect the world. Except this Tony Stark takes it to the extreme and ends up becoming a villain. Maybe he even, goes into seclusion in the mountains of Central Europe and builds a castle and starts making robots in there. And he builds a suit of armor for himself, except instead of being gold and red, it's just silver, and he wears a green cloak. So it's basically going to be an evil version of Tony Stark that may call himself Doctor Doom, may even call himself Victor Von Doom to hide his identity. But again, it's not the same Victor Von Doom. And I'm not saying that this won't be an interesting story. There are certainly going to be a lot of interesting things about how they adapt this version of Iron Man slash Doctor Doom, assuming it goes the way that I imagine it's going to go. Nor am I doubting Robert Downey Jr.'s acting ability. We already know that he knows how to play a dude pretending to be a dude disguised as another dude. That isn't the issue. It's the fact that even the evilest Tony Stark is not Victor Von Doom. He just doesn't hold a candle to that character. And if you've read a lot of comics, especially Fantastic Four written by Jonathan Hickman, and also the 2015 version of Secret Wars, Doctor Doom is an awesome character. He's kind of unique in how far he takes the traditional supervillain trope to the point where it's not parody, it's sincere, and that's what makes him such a great villain. And if this is a version of Tony Stark gone evil, there is still going to be some Tony Stark in him, which means he's not going to be Victor Von Doom. So while this could be a very interesting take on Iron Man, I think it's a huge missed opportunity to give us the comic book accurate Victor Von Doom in the MCU. Because otherwise, I just don't see how it works making Robert Downey Jr. the actual Victor Von Doom, knowing that we can't separate his face from the character of Tony Stark. But otherwise, I'm happy they're going with a different version of Secret Wars, that they're doing Doomsday and having Doctor Doom be the new face of this phase rather than Kang. Let me know what you guys think about this casting in the comments section below and how you think it'll affect the new Avengers films and the future of the MCU. As always, if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you would hit that like and subscribe button, as well as the notification bell so that you never miss out on a new video. Thanks for watching.